For GHASA Radio Cinema Kwabastron Kokra. Time with His Excellency Benjamin Quashie. South Africa, Yendinye. Our High Commissioner, His Excellency Benjamin Quashie. He's here with us this afternoon to speak to Ghanaians. Like I did say, GHASA Radio is gazetted. Would Ghana High Commissioner, that's the only name there. We are the mouthpiece for Ghanaians in the diaspora, especially Ghanaians here in South Africa. We stream live on our social media platforms, on YouTube, GHASA Radio. If you have the link to listen to us on the radio, kindly share. Throw them on various platforms, let everybody stay tuned. Mebacho hankucho and our kawas somewhere Ghana etse. Hankucho. In the best say when you and challenge look on YouTube and so on the next hour there you be din come up you be sharp say Eddie Ghana near the Bureau South Africa more come on it does say na no feed that kind is wa blekuma they say Ghana near the niachire sa obompaya no akai Ghana
GHASA Radio, South Africa, #1 Ghanaian online radio station.
In the next 5 minutes, we'll be crossing over to Studio 2. His Excellency Benjamin Quashie, Mr. What's not saying, so in Ghana for Baby Dinkomo. Baby, I will be my shadow pan, a match me was a Koswana shelling, exactly 3:35. Meko Studio 2, now mean His Excellency Edin Come on. Maybe Sunny Doors, you'd better see if you just ended rain. Yo, easy cry your by elections or a year quitty barbecue, rain run and see the Akugu. Yabeshian was some maca, and somewhere course on the day. Yenyanum NDC for Atsna Ekongwas, so 6 months into power. So far, saying an echo, and His Excellency bidding who and come on. The Behavior Foreign Affairs once and some, the Behavior Education, Energy, Agriculture, Behavior Defense / Interior Kakra. The Kenina Diabom. If you are a baby fear, make a fear, young I was South Africa, infinite. Into Yaman Penny, Wadayano, His Excellency Benjamin Quashie. Baby son is so unknown, so obey. Very sports to cry and so cry. Have your communication, children and women's affairs. And as a women and children affairs, a better hope. Yeah, Trump would if you cry, a blame me. Foreign Affairs Minister, you're in young for Kuja Trabla. So we can see 1 year she in a back and the big one to Ted. Hey, you've been your one party state, Anna. You're bashing in our once a maca. Excellency Benjamin Quashie, Your Excellency, me pacho michiao anyway.
Nana boko dia.
Nyankopon don bibia boko.
Mame fa ekwenya iso enchiao. Ena yetiefo ni na let me also apologize. Mentumi ambedu in term. There were other engagements that had taken much longer time than I anticipated. And Mr. Omo Vanchame.
The actual that in him say about the punctuality there, you are always on point. Thank you. Where you did Kenya, there will hold you to it, and Bawa background, it's much appreciated.
Thank you.
Yentenyan sir, say Ubenya, His Excellency, now will be sunny, sim be up, is Ubisanana, and Tensi, into your Dasi Bray.
Yes,
you. At Yefo, Namoka say, Yanko, Yako, Excellency Waba. Your best review say ubitimi ashare link you streaming live on our socials GHASA Radio on YouTube. You will you stream it live. Your Excellency, me someone call baby. Na me Ghana to say.
Well, I think say Ghana de eko ye pa. And make us say year say our economy is recovering very well. Our CD is doing very well. Our reserves are shoring up. Bank of Ghana is actually doing near say Bank of Ghana has to do, which is being the monetary regulator in terms of policies and other things. Nanu yana Yenim said there was another board governor of Bank of Ghana, Noninya Moye was different.
Yeah.
But with the current Bank of Ghana governor that we have now, the difference in being the market regulator that the central bank is supposed to be. And I think say every other thing is going well in Ghana. By election we have the outright majority now in parliament. we have the mandate of the good people of Ghana to continue doing what we are doing. Now me sure say if President John Dramani Mahama and the NDC continue in this tangent that we find ourselves, I'm not going to sit here and say that Ghana will become a one-party state, but I'm going to be able to tell you that the good people of Ghana will keep on voting for the NDC for the longest time to come.
Okay, Mami Misawi, I want a very short answer and send you a realm. Ghana, they love the NDC as a whole. And as you can see, the love for Muhammad is deep, and internet they are keeping the NDC.
Well, I think that the two of them go hand in hand. Over the years, President Mahama Nene Persona, the personality of John Dramani Mahama, it is something else. Let me give you a typical example.
Okay.
Mekai say, when we were having the campaign, the campaign periods, we got to a certain constituency. We were supposed to meet around 1. So when we got there, the place was virtually empty. And I said, no, it's almost 1. Yet to say president is almost there. And Obika Asemicheme, one doctor, Wisdom Awuku, who is also in charge of President Mahama's protocol, also the man carries a charisma. So when he gets here, the people will be here. Nana, surprised and said the minute President Mahama got there, the whole place was filled up. So that is the kind of personality we have in John Dramani Mahama. So it is not only the love for the NDC, but the love for the man John Dramani Mahama. Because Nana, in our 4th Republican dispensation, Oshe president ya vilify no Oshe president and Krofwa Kasa Etiano say on the one-term president or no wine, and God has changed the story around him. Look, President Mahama has made history that even Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah couldn't make. What history am I talking about? Today he has 184 members of parliament on his party. It has never happened in the history of the country. This is not an endorsement. It's an overwhelming endorsement. We can only say President Mahama is the one who carried the party with such an aura, carried the party with such determination to give us what we find ourselves in today.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Your Excellency, maybe a question, but me answer this here. So, listening to you carefully based on their work canon, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama carries some personality beer. You can't take it away from him. Kofo penasem. And nunti na manfujina so say with the 2/3 majority amwenye beer na mobesi sanoma ama wako 30 nana meba chomi mpemu wa ICC ya ibedi nkomo. Okay. Medasi bebre. What of us have na the work as a free na to GHASA radio soon. His Excellency Oroni Nyamfo Benjamin Kofi Quashie, he is the appointed Chimini Kutana pa Yen High Commissioner of South Africa Hanan. A Jumana soon other 6 countries eshana say ibedi nkomo ediho. Mamen kwa wana mise musa ne se rerun bi akwaso wa Ablekuma ne ho nsensem. But of your Ablekuma,
I think Ablekuma election Nana had become necessary per irregularities during the presidential and parliamentary elections of 2024 December. And so the NDC went to court, just like the MPP also came to court. And the Electoral Commission was asked to carry reruns in certain polling stations. And so for us, going into this election, we had one thing in mind. We believe that the goodwill that we have as a party over the first 6-month period that we find ourselves in government, will reflect on the votes that we will have in Ablekuma. And I think that is what happened. The reflection of the reset agenda that is ongoing, the reflection of the love and confidence Ghanaians are reposing in the NDC. Nana, that is what we took into that election. And we had a candidate who was in touch with the people. Nana, one say, in politics, I always say something, you need a very good opposition to keep you as a government in check. Without a good and vibrant opposition, you see that you would just have everything that you want to do. So we in the NDC expect we should have a very formidable opposition party. But when you have an opposition party where their general secretary came out and said that they are not going to participate in a rerun, then you had a parliamentary candidate who also says that no, I am going to participate in this election. It makes that Ube said there's a leadership crisis. Is it that the general secretary was not consulted, and I say, is it that the parliamentary candidate defied the orders of the party? I think that is critical, because when we look at what happened in Ablekuma, clearly the NPP was not ready to go into that election. Clearly they were not fixated on the fact that there was an election that needed to be rerun in those constituency by a court order. And we went into that election fully prepared. You could see everywhere that our party rank and file all converge in that constituency to ensure say victory. Nana, even before that, if you are a social media person, you could see the anger in our support base when our people were saying that they are not going to go to Ablekuma to go and campaign because they've been sidelined. But the party had a real message. The party came around and said, okay, we understand your frustration. We understand, say, but let's go to Ablekuma. 6 months into a 4-year administration tenure, I think, say, there's a lot that will be done. And I'm happy, say, Ablekuma result has given everybody that indication that the NDC is on the right track.
Still in Ablekuma, no, you security once and some any chaos a course so what did you say a Jumapa NDC in the last 6 months in a ma won't be to aba and I say is the inconsistency, the parallelism in the leadership of the NPP and no any working to more advantage?
I think the two played a role, but the most important thing I admire this victory was about the performance of the NDC administration. Okay. Nana, the NDC administration is doing so well. You would even hear our brothers in the NPP telling us, if we continue like this, we are going to put them into trouble. Because President Mahama is not that selfish leader. President Mahama is not only thinking about himself. President Mahama is thinking about the country. And I'm proud as an NDC person that the president said that this was going to be his legacy tenure. And what legacy does he want to leave? He wants to leave a legacy to say, GHASA, President Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, where we mentioned the names of Jerry Rawlings, where we mentioned the names of John Ajekum Kufuor, and then the names of Atamils and Kono. President Mahama will stand tall among them because Nana, what he has set out to do and the way he's doing it, Nana, I am confident that the NDC will go far.
The NDC will go far. So, and His Excellency and Edion Commander Nyafu Benjamin Quashie and na Wufi Hana. Yes, the course so ewa Ablekuma. Security wise, Mame, a former Minister of Fisheries. Hawa Yakubu. Yenye na on social media yanko
Hawa Kumsin.
Sorry, Hawa Kumsin. Na meko kan Yakubu. Anyway, Hawa Kumsin former fisheries minister. There of course no asemetieti ya mihu bia the big heads in the NDC embe condemn the act. Ebia na ebi ho na me na mihu ya stand to be corrected. The course who say. Okay, right.
Nana, Hawa Kumsin didn't go to that polling station or that electoral area to go and observe. When you look at her posturing or the polling station, she went there as a usual Hawa Kumsin, where she's able to take out a gun, do whatever she wants to do because
apparently she had pepper spray.
Oh yes. So you see, if you think that power belongs to you and power can never depart from you, this is what happens. She's still living in a dream world, that thinking that she can come with pepper spray on people and people get Nana. The Ghanaian people have become so angry about the NDC and part of their leadership. Me share a video just this morning about the leader of the Invisible Forces in the MPP, our Ashanti region. They will never, ever follow their leader because the same how I come see. Nana, make I say the NDC parliamentary candidate in her constituency, with people dying and other things. Instead of them arresting Hawa Kumsin, they rather went and took our parliamentary candidate because they said police were a mistake or register need to with a certain name and there was a mistake in the name. Instead of facing who the problem was at that time. And so that is what I am calling, say, Hawa Kumsin had no business going where she went to. She had no business going with pepper spray. In any case, why did she go there with pepper spray? What was she anticipating? That there should be violence? Thankfully, there was violence on her. Not on any other person. There was violence on her because at the end of the day, you don't come and impose whoever you think you are on the good people of a different constituency and not your Kaswa constituency. What I think that how Akumsin got, as a politician, you would condemn in all uncertainty anything that has to do with violence. But if you perpetrate violence and you expect the people to look at you, you expect the people to quail within themselves and believe that you can do anything you want to do. Nana, that era and age has come to pass. That era and age where President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo allowed his ministers to do whatever they wanted to do, it has come to pass. That era and age, you can do anything as a politician without being held responsible. Now we are at a point where we would hold you responsible and the people would also hold you responsible before even the law does hold you responsible. Me condemn say act na call no so no was not a good one, but the mentality with which she went there, that is what she deserved.
That's what she deserved. So you have yedin komo enche ni ifi ablekuma ako other stories so. Going into this rerun no na adwembe na newo NDC futim na eyade mu hia that seat no say the bitimi amamo akova to text na I say ahode amode ko ne wo soro.
Well, as a political party, the more seats you have in parliament, the more you have the strength to pass legislation and regulations. I feel say the good people of Ghana. We've always spoken about constitutional review. We've always said say our constitution needs a relook. And let me diffuse this thing. I'm not a lawyer, but I've listened to the lawyers talk. The NDC having an outright majority of 184 seats in parliament doesn't mean that there are certain entrenched parts of the constitution that we can just change in parliament.
And any amount for fear?
No, it doesn't happen.
Okay.
For example, the typical one that the MPP went into Ablekuma with and said, say, if we won that seat, we were going to extend the tenure of President John Mahama. No, the constitution is explicit about that. The constitution says that there should be a referendum.
Yeah.
And then 70% of the good people of Ghana would have to buy into that idea before anybody can say will be tenure 3 terms. So our majority in parliament doesn't mean that we'll just go to parliament and go and pass that law that President Mahama will go for a 3rd term in office. In any case, I know President Mahama. People who know President Mahama will tell you that he's not somebody that would undermine the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. The Constitution states, as we sit here today, explicitly that there will be 2 tenures of 4 years each. He has done 1 tenure. He's on his 2nd tenure. And I believe that just like people of wisdom have said that no matter how good a dancer is, when it is time for you to exit the stage,
when the applause is high,
you have to go. And if you know President Mahama like we know him, he wouldn't wait for the applause to die down. Once the applause are high, he will leave the stage when it's right.
He will leave the stage when it's right. Now, GHASA, but this win, Ablekuma, win near Momabenya 230, what does it mean for the NDC?
What it means is that the campaign message, the manifesto messages that we took to the good people of Ghana, one, we said that MMDCs will be elected. The MPP had a different approach. They said no. So it means that now we have the numbers to be able to pass that because it shouldn't be partisan when it comes to our district assemblies.
Yeah.
The NDC believes in that cause and we have the numbers to be able to pass it. We have, parts of the constitution that we say give explicit powers to the executive or to the president, which now we have the numbers to be able to, rationalize it. The constitution review team is working assiduously. They're meeting with different agencies and bodies. They are telling us what the good people of Ghana want amended in the constitution that we have. I think, everybody in Ghana should look up to the fact, the NDC, with the majority that they have in parliament, or the majority that we have in parliament, will do things that would benefit the good people of Ghana, not to benefit only a select few of us. No, the 184 mandate, Nana, we were 183. We had independent members of parliament who had aligned themselves with us. NDC. So we had the explicit number of more than 184. But you never saw us passing sweeping reforms. You never saw us doing things that everybody will say, or more majority means, they are doing whatever they want to do. No. Rather, we have been in the confines of the law and the confines of the tenets with which everybody in Ghana would have to respect the constitution. That's what we've done so far. And I can assure you, the NDC and President Mahama will not abuse this 184 number, the absolute majority we have. Look, Media Mekadebia say, the good people of Ghana have given us this opportunity for a reason. The reason is that we got tired of impunity. We got tired of dictatorship. We got tired of a leader who believes that he doesn't listen to anybody. That was Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And they gave NDC that power to be able to change that kind of presidency, that kind of leadership. Nana, we cannot take the people for granted. And I think that everything we are doing now shows clearly, we are doing things that will benefit everybody in Ghana, not only NDC or not only a select few.
So are we to believe, CC and Amemuno Abeye Mere Amabo, because we need that stronger opposition, they will keep you on your toes. And I say, Bia, mobile stress means a law will need to be passed by the opposition. Is there Amemuno Mere?
Me feel we shouldn't look at it from that angle.
Okay.
That's why in Parliament you could see that the Honorable Afenyo Markins always has a voice in things that happens. That is the beauty of democracy. But one thing is clear, that it is either they support us in passing those reforms that benefit the good people of Ghana. But for me, me feel they've not lived up to expectation yet. I believe, there's much more work to do as an opposition party. And I believe, with what is going on with the wind of change, in terms of the 184 seats, I think they will have to vary their approach in doing things.
NPP for Monshe Namotisa Maniama. If you are to advise the NPP, you have been 6 months into power parliament so far, certain sectors. If you are to advise the NPP is not looking good. No leadership, nothing. I put to be an academy the NPP to come back strong at least. For me as an NDC person to advise the NPP, all of them should become NDC supporters. That's but for me. That is the advice. One party state. No, of course, I'm saying, one party state will not help. But if you want me to advise, look, I listened to President Kufuor yesterday. Grant that interview, and like it or not, I remember I have seen a bit of President Jerry Rawlings when he was leader. And I think in the 82s, and I was a child. So, but in 2000, when the euphoria was there, when President J. Kufuor had taken over as President of the Republic, and taking over from a long-serving person like Jerry Rawlings, we all saw how Kufuor also behaved. President Kufuor did a lot of good for the country. And so, when I heard him yesterday say he had been sidelined, then I knew, now I can understand the frustration of the base of the NPP party, because I say the party has been hijacked by a few who have delivered nothing. They've delivered nothing. So that in such a case where a whole general secretary of a party passes a comment, and then somebody else who is a parliamentary candidate also passes a different comment. I think Nana, the NPP has much work to do. The NPP allowed President Akufo-Addo to bring them to that level that they find themselves. The NPP is struggling today because of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and his cabal. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo thought that this day would never have come. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo thought that he could pack the Supreme Court, he could pack all the courts in Ghana and never leave the scene of power. Today, where is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo? When almost 89 members of his party
wrote to him and told him that we don't want the finance minister. He's running the country down. What did President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo say? He allowed his brother to stay on until they lost the election. So me, I am happy that they've even silenced President Akufo, because I don't want them to destroy the name of President Akufo. They should continue with Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and we'll believe that they will be in opposition for a very long time to come.
Okay. MPP anyway. Ebe 6 months in power from 7th of January 2025 till date. And the 14th of July, 2025. 6 months in power. Otna simibisa was so far so good. Ghana ekoye. Yensha ne mako foreign affairs from the time where era Ununyamfo Ekoto Washington mu their Trump ye from foreign affairs.
I think diplomacy in this age and era has transformed so much that there's no one state that should see itself as bigger than the other states.
Yeah.
The US diplomacy, it has been characterized by them trying to promote trade, economic, and then military corporations across the globe. And so I think that the US finds itself in a position where His Excellency, their president, Donald Trump, has also come up with a lot of policy enactment and other policy reversals. I think that the US is a sovereign state, and once it decides on certain things that has to be done, we all have to respect them. What I have seen our foreign minister do is to be that diplomat who advises His Excellency the President and who also leads the course when it comes to diplomacy in the Republic of Ghana. The Honorable Okudzeto Ablakwa, in responding first and foremost to the senator who passed that derogatory remark and said that he should not be traveling up and down, and then you don't dictate how a country plays its diplomacy and how it wants to play it. The Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Okudzeto Ablakwa, had to go to US because there were crises at the Ghana High Commission or the Ghana Embassy in the US. Yeah. And we all saw what happened. He closed that, or he temporarily shut down the embassy. And then after a few days, when he ensured that everything was done properly, they reopened the place. So if you say that he should stay in Ghana and the monies that he's using to travel, they should use it to pay their debt. If you want to talk about people who owe Africa, I'm not sure that it lies in the mouth of the senator to say what he said. And the minister responded accordingly. The minister said that you wouldn't dictate to Ghana how we run our diplomacy. You didn't dictate to Ghana how we run our foreign affairs policy. When the US said they were placing us on visa restrictions, of course, the minister spoke well and said, it is not a good thing that they give you a visa to go into a country and then you go and overstay and you stay there, which is what has happened with many Ghanaians in the US. Yeah. So the US is using that to say that, no, we can't continue giving you the 5-year multiples that we give you, because a lot of your people go to the US and they don't come back. What do you expect the Foreign Affairs Minister to do? All he said was that we apologize. The situation is not good, but we'll see how best in the interests of the two nations. And so I've heard people say that minister is putting us in trouble. The minister is not putting anybody in trouble. That is diplomacy at its highest level. And I think that we should all applaud how he's channeled and continue to channel diplomacy in the language that he always uses. If you ask me, one of the very good performing ministers in the John Mahama administration within this short period of time of 6 months, I would mention Okudzeto Ablakwa, because he's doing a lot. He's doing a lot that others who know and can see that he's doing those things, just because they have a tag of him, they believe that, he's during his vetting and others, where whatever they decided to do, these are people who are vested in what they are doing, and he's not doing it for the benefit of himself. He's doing it for the benefit of the good people of Ghana. Okay. Internet,
Foreign Affairs Ministry, why you think so far so good?
Yeah, so far so good. Remember that as the chief diplomat, there are people at the ministry who also advise him. They are career diplomats. There are people whose everyday calling is to work on diplomacy. And I'm sure, say, they would continue to advise him, they will continue to direct him, and he continues to be the person that he is.
Okay, you should continue. You can also keep sending your message, man. Say so many messages be very pour in. Yeah, best right. Also be team the aba na on our socials, no. Yeah, baking kind area amount. And I think so on our WhatsApp line and so offline and number was so in due time, you know. Mebo number no so na media ma na wonsa etime akabi. Yani His Excellency Ora Unyanyamfo Benjamin Quashie and etwetwem komono South Africa High Commissioner ene yehu ministry by ministry, but young education the last 6 months education saying.
Well, I think when you have a minister like the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, you should know, say, these are people who are focused. These are people who are determined to give Ghana the best educational system that we ever have. Gradually, you know, everything we promised during our manifesto in terms of education, and you've seen it come to pass.
Yeah.
There's no fees policy. We have to pay back monies to the students who pay their first year fees and you know, Nana, this thing affects a lot of people. We didn't know. You know, I saw an advert where they indicated Obi indicators and my friend says can keep you for the next semester. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it doesn't only benefit one individual; it benefits a lot of them. Nana, look at our school feeding programs.
Yeah.
Look at all the other challenges that were around the school feeding program. Ever since the Honorable Haruna Idrisu took over, they have systematically seen what they can do to make it look good and better. In terms of food that our children were eating in school, where they said that these were foods that were very deplorable. Today, nobody's complaining about those things. And for me, the policy shift that the Honorable Minister of Education has brought into the whole system, reintroducing the Parent-Teacher Association, reintroducing the model of us being able to hold accountable our educational systems, I think these are pluses that we need to be happy about. That the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, like he has indicated, this is just the beginning. He intends to bring a lot of reforms to the educational sector that will make our education more meaningful and more broader based than what it looks like today.
So education, and so it's on.
We are doing well.
But young one sector be a home. So recently, we can hear say on the 13th National Doomsaw Day and all that. Energy sector then also.
I think the energy sector has been plunged into a lot of issues because of the energy sector and the legacy debts that have always been there. Now, Nana, when President Mahama took over, the energy sector debt was something that the MPP thought was going to cause us to fail within the first few days of our administration. They indicated said we didn't have enough fuel to power any of our plants.
Yeah. And
so the chief of staff quickly called all the power producers, and then there was a meeting that resolved the issue. Nana, I think that we are still saddled with the energy sector debt. And I believe that the Honorable Minister Jinapor is also doing well in that regard, ensuring Nana, there will be a day where those legacy debts will be a thing of the past, so that the energy sector will be vibrant and operate on its own without anybody having to truncate whatever was done by previous administration. Nana, you remember the one Ghana CD brouhaha that we had about the taxes? I'm sure it was stood down for there to be broader consultation, for there to be broader understanding of why it is important to pay that kind of money. And I'm sure in the days to come, the good people of Ghana would appreciate the reason, because even where I sit, I've heard a lot of people who say that if I will pay one Ghana cedi to ensure that those debts are gone, so that we will start on a clean slate and ensure that the power is on for our good people, I think we will be able to do it for everybody.
We'll be able to do it for everybody. But Chobenu Musuka Krania can messages up and commanded us. Ghana ni no ya South Africa cry. And this one coming from Patience Lai us we love you so much. We pray. And then Honorable His Excellency Betimi Akasa. Okay, so my main message is Kakra. Patience Lai say we love you so much. We pray that God will help you throughout any challenges that comes on your way in Jesus' name. Okay, so again from Patience, I think Patience is loving you so much. My name is Patience Lais from South Africa, Eastern Cape, and three women. Okay, then women organizer of East London. So many messages coming in. Kofi Asare Eje, greetings to you. And then this one is coming from Amwa Derek says, well said. This one coming from Mpumalanga, watching live from Mpumalanga. And then this one also coming from, okay, Derek again says, they will all be NDC members by the end of the term. Okay, and people thinking about a NDC form. 100 years in opposition, NPP. Emmanuel Date says, God bless His Excellency. Rate our professionals. Okay. Messages in the Ebebre. Etieguso, Yahweh sectors Nibia 6 months into government. Yenu Renu for His Excellency Benjamin Kofi Quashie and Ewahanum. Agriculture, I say, Gan Yenya Diana. Agriculture, Ekoye.
Oh, you don't need me to say anything about it. A country that is able to feed its people, like they always say, is a country that will go far. The Honorable Eric Opoku and the Deputy John Dumelo, these are people who are well vested and know, say, a country that will do well, your people don't need to be hungry. And I'm sure, say, marketing, so we are hearing it every day that prices of foods and goods are going down each day in our market. I think there are a lot of things that they have also started putting in place. The benefits will come in due course for us. Our cocoa farmers are now happy. Maintain say cocoa farmers are complaining within the last 6 months of the NDC administration, which means that there's something that we are doing right. And I'm sure, say, with all the other mechanized systems of agriculture that they are promoting, with time, Nana Ghana Befan into Mapafra. We lost out as the number one producer of cocoa to Cote d'Ivoire. There's a reason for that, where we saw that there was a lot of smuggling going on. But I'm told that they are curtailing those challenges currently, and I hope that we can also say it is one sector that is doing very well.
Yeah, but also with different sectors. Mr. say ubit me the WhatsApp message or audios about a 068 010 6307 068 010 6307 will be to me the WhatsApp message and even audio. It will play it for His Excellency to listen. Yeah, South Africa here, GHASA Radio. This is where Ghana listens. Ghanaians in the diaspora, especially Ghanaians here in South Africa. Yeah, President Enabano, our very own NOFI, and take the advantage and send through your messages. He's going to respond. You maybe Sano say, "What should you say?" And I say, "On share you must say." Young defense interior, young come young say, "So Ghana, how safe are we? 6 months into power. You better 24-hour economy and so far Ghana for Sumana, but your young share a defense and a interior so."
I think that the issue of defense and interior, when we took over, there were a lot of challenges. This whole Sahel state challenges that were cropping up, the springing of coup d'etats all around us in the sub-region. And I think, quickly, the president appointed a special envoy to the Sahel state, which is the very venerable Beblolate. And so we've seen that there's always coordination between the Ministry of Interior and Ministry of Defense. We have a new IGP who is doing very well. We have new Chief of Defense Staffs that are doing very well. We see the coordination between the office of Omane Boama, Dr. Omane Boama, and that of the Honorable Muntaka. So I think our better days in terms of defense and interior are here. We've not heard anything untoward that has happened in those fields. I believe, behind the scenes, they are working everything that they have to do. Ghana is now safe. Ghana is now secure. Ghana has not had any terrorist attack, or do we have any insurgent groups here and there. Nothing of that sort is happening. I'm not saying that there are no challenges. There are challenges. In the early days of President Mahama administration, we saw what happened in Baku. And so those are conflicts that are there that are being resolved. There are ethnic conflicts that happen. Otunfo is mediating in the Baku issue. And I'm sure, the approach of the ministers responsible for interior and defense is what has brought us here. Just yesterday or last week, we heard them speak about the deplorable state of the presidential jet that our president uses. I think the time has come for us to look at this issue holistically. The safety of our president should be paramount, because, Nana, if you cannot protect your president, then you cannot protect your country. Yeah. So if there's genuine concerns that the aircraft is deplorable, I think this is the time for us as Ghanaians to sit down and have a discussion and know, are we replacing it for the president? Are we buying a new aircraft for the? And the good thing is that, the president has a brother who has a private jet that he flies everywhere with. But it's we, the same Ghanaian people, who say, why is he using his brother's jet? Who is fueling the brother's jet and all of that? So I think, when a collective decision is taken to do with renovating or getting a new, for me, I think that the renovation or the refurbishment of the aircraft shouldn't be a discussion. It should be off the table. We've seen aircrafts having challenges recently and people dying. So if it is not in a good state, why won't we, as a sovereign state, get a new aircraft that will ferry the president? It is not President John Mahama's property. President John Mahama will leave. The next president, if the next president is the Honorable Asiedun Ketia, he will use that private jet. If the next president is the Honorable Atu Forsin, he will use it. If the next president is the Honorable Samuku Jeto Ablakwa, he will use it. If it is the Honorable Haruna Idrisu, he will use it. So it is not about President Mahama today. Let's not think that it is for President Mahama. No, it is something that will become the property of the Republic of Ghana.
And it could even be His Excellency Benjamin Quashie being the next president of the land.
I didn't say that.
Okay, your best sports kakra, now for your communication. You did say, Honorable Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, knowing him and Unwejumoye, say he can be applauded. You have call communication, a honsu yakwa, you have shared the echo. So, but the sports kakra, Chelsea.
Oh, you see, I came with my Chelsea mark. And I think I posted immediately before the game. And I have something about me. Say Chelsea and I say team Bibo na me team. I look at the toss now Moton. So when the toss went for us, we won the toss.
Yes.
So then I told myself that Chelsea is going to win the game.
Oh, okay.
Of course. And I've never got it wrong. I know that my friends Tease and others, they always think that Chelsea is not a good team. But Chelsea have proven to the whole world that we are the club champions. So I came with my Chelsea mark.
Yeah,
I'm proud that I know people are angry because their teams lost, but Chelsea is the best.
Chelsea is the best. Okay. So Chelsea are best to their sports, Ghana. Sports ministry na Koye.
I think that the Honorable Kofi Adams is also doing everything possible to ensure a vibrant sports ministry. Our sports ministry there, himself, with the years that passed, there were a lot of things that went wrong. There were a lot of things that needed to be sorted. And I think that he's also put in a lot of reforms that we are seeing them coming to pass. Mati say all our stadiums now problems for He has secured contract to refurbish them. I believe we are also encouraging more women in sports. I am told that there are a lot of initiatives that he has also put in place to ensure that we have a very formidable and a very great team. Me who said Black Stars of Ghana Bobo Bia recently, but I'm sure with whatever is happening, the Ghana Football Association would also work in tandem with the Ministry of Youth and Sports and ensure the benefit doesn't accrue to a few people, but then to all of us as Ghanaians.
Okay. Yabebe fie, yedi nkomache, yabebe fie na His Excellency intimi nyenemri bebresa. Enti yabebe fie. Questions before umra kran, questions have been 1001. Doso pa, especially Ghana for South Africa and Ghana for ha omakodi Ghana. More questions be prayer omo pese omo ebisa. Na Meshas, my miss, I'll say, finally, when our credentials from His Excellency out the South Africa na a year or reunion for Sarah Maposa and Swaji to not what started you. What started you?
So there will be some when the catcher say Ejuma they started from the day we won the election.
Oh, okay. It was the day you 6 months ago.
But I think it's a whole process.
Okay.
They sure in Ghana, you saw that it went to the president nominated, went to Council of State, came back to the president, went to Foreign Affairs Ministry, then back to the country. And so the processes are still ongoing. But I can assure you, say, they are going on very well. We are almost at the tail end of it.
Okay. And you know, say the Ibiana. How is the process? You know, one point for you as the High Commissioner for South Africa and 6 other countries. And you know, then the Bekosu Ghana, then the Bekosu Hamburg, that baby and as a proceed and it is saying,
well, like I indicated, we say when they are dealing with diplomatic channels, it is not the normal way that everybody will expect it to be done. And yes, the minute President Mahama says that I've appointed you as an ambassador, no one say you just take your bag and go to your destination and say that no, I'm here because the president has appointed. It's diplomacy, so it's always between 2 countries, and so the 2 countries will have to agree. It is not only that when President Mahama nominates people that they go through this channel. If South Africa also nominates ambassadors to different countries, they also go through the same process.
Yeah, recently I saw one in Ghana, about 5 ambassadors, two more
credentials, right? So Ghana will also have to write to them and approve them to their various countries from which they are coming from. And so I think it's a process, and I say it's a system that has been there for long, and I think that it is there to cure a lot of mischief, and whatever it is now, we should all allow the processes to play, and then I'm sure, once the processes are done, the president will give us the letters of credence for us to be able to start working.
So as he's speaking, Ghana High who His Excellency okay. After make questions by before your interview, Mariah share flyer no questions be by and will be able to say who resume office now could rahet filled ura office in the next first 2 hours I found this question, I don't know. And I'm saying, why not the first 24 hours?
Somebody asked that question.
Yes. I said, when ura office yes, you can swear we in Bibia where ura office where Yamame Odunton Efi, that office, AC Boatin was there, Charles Osiokore, Excellency singing, where Raho over start in the first 2 hours of bedding.
Well, I think the first 2 hours, I would want to have a briefing.
Okay.
From all the departmental heads that are there, and within that 2 hours now, preliminary briefings by all the heads of the various departments that are there, and then I would want to also meet with the staff that are there. The reason is simple: you cannot be able to achieve anything administratively if you don't have a staff that understand what we are doing and how we want to do it. And so the first 2 hours, I'm happy that the person is asking about the first 2 hours. So once I meet with the departmental heads and then also with the staff within the first 2 hours, I'm sure that is what is going to determine the next line of action, whether we are going to go more detailed into the meetings that we've had with them, or we are going to, use second approaches to whatever. But one thing I can assure you is the whole High Commission or the whole ambassadorial appointments across the world over that His Excellency the President has made, it is to ensure the reset agenda that the NDC came to power with. We practice it across the whole world where we find Ghanaians there. So my going there will not mean that I have a different approach or a different agenda from what the John Mahama administration have, or from what the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Ghana has for all our other High Commission and embassies. So, Nana, we're going to work together collectively for the very good of our country. And then also during that meeting that I'll have the first 2 hours, I think that GHASA TV would also have to be there, so that once you are there, we play to the whole Ghanaian community what is happening within that 2 hours, for the Ghanaian community to know, we are here to work for them and we are here to work together for their benefits.
And see, someone will say, some way and album say, GHASA Radio, we've been gazetted, Ghana High Commission, where we are media person, maybe going to be a seen who. A few messages came through, and this one says, Mr. Commissioner, don't you think the guys who beat Howard Kumsin could have been arrested? Okay, could have just been arrested. Okay. Okay. Hey, Mr. Commissioner, don't you think the guys who beat Howard Kumsin could have just arrested her and hand her over to the police rather than subjecting her to these bearings? Rather, she's just a woman. You accuse her of coming there with pepper spray without verification. Do you have an official police statement suggesting so? I wonder what could have happened if she came there with a gun. As for you, you are a fine man. Don't come to Akwetia, else you will go home without your... No, these are strong words.
I want to respond to whoever sent that message.
And he says his name is Baumia Baba, Ghana.
Okay, Baumia Baba. I understand. Okay, Baumia Baba, Ghana.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That means Baumia Baba.
Okay.
Howard Kumsin, during the MPP administration, fired a weapon, and she boasted that she fired a weapon. Which police station invited Howard Kumsin? No police station invited her. At that time, Vice President Baumia was the head of the police council. What did Howard Kumsin go through? You see, I always say our hypocrisy as a country is what has brought us where it is. And I feel, sometimes you make people feel a dose of their own medicine to know how it feels like on the other side. Nana, I'm sure Baumia Beba was there when Sam George was being slapped left, right, center by thugs in uniform, believing them to be national security or Ghana Army or whatever they were. We all saw it. What did Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo do? I hear that time he was even here in South Africa. And he just said they should form a commission. Granted, they formed a commission. Kudos, the president did well. He acted swiftly. The commission was formed. There were investigations. And then what happened to the white paper that came out? He said he was not going to implement them. So it means that from the word get-go, whatever he did was useless. Excuse my language, was useless. Now, you are saying that Howard Kumsin should be arrested and taken to the police station. You are asking us whether there's any evidence that what she was holding was pepper spray. I was not there. People have said it's pepper spray. I'm sure, police are doing their investigation to know whatever it is. But what I'm saying is, he who comes for equity must come with clean hands. I don't feel any pity for Howard Kumsin. I don't. Because if I'm supposed to feel any pity for Howard Kumsin, then I should expect Howard Kumsin to also feel pity for what they did to Sam George. But they were applauding it. They were happy. Oh, yeah, Bonasum, Sam George was, as a member of parliament. That thing was perpetrated during the MPP administration. What did we get out of it? So that if today you say she's a woman, she should be that. Howard Kumsin thinks that she's more man than any other man in this planet. So that she goes out there holding pepper spray. What was the intention before her going there with pepper spray? What was her intention? You are going to a polling station to do what with pepper spray? Is it the pepper spray? Is it perfume that she was going to put on herself, or did somebody tell her, Obi Babi Didi, and there's no pepper in the food, so you should come and put pepper in the food? No. So the premeditated motive with which she went to the constituency, is what she got. And I think we'll condemn the violence in all uncertain terms.
But you're not sorry for her?
No, I'm not. I'm not sorry for her, because I have seen the brutality of Howard Kumsin. I have seen it. In Kaswa, people complained she was untouchable. She was a woman who believed that the president had her backing. And it's true. I'm telling you that she felt proud, taking a gun out and then giving warning shots. And nobody called her to order. So, Nana, the same way that those families lost people in Kaswa because of Howard Kumsin's intransigent arrogance, it's the same way I feel that whatever happened to her, she deserves it.
Whatever happens to her, she deserves it. Okay, let's read some messages here. This one says, Cynthia sent this one from Hertford, and she says, congratulations to the newly elected HE in SA. Please tell him Ghanaians in SA suffer too much discriminations from SA citizens. Let me add this one. I have keen listen to your guest in the studio, and I must commend you for a good work done. Where can I find your studio to send my request to the ambassador? Okay, I will let you know. We situated here in South Africa, Arcadia, Pretoria, and this is where the mission listens. Into what was trust me, and this one it came from Bobby Midrand, and this one also says the HE must tell us the truth. If this was an NDC former of parliament beating like Hawa, will the NDC react this way? Let me add this last one, then you can react to these messages. Who say man no day? I must congratulate the NDC for putting up a good show at the rerun in Ablekuma. Okay, so the previous one came from James in Accra, and this one from Nanafin in Cape Town. Okay, a lot of messages coming through. The
issue of one listener saying that if it had happened to an NDC,
yes, will you react this way?
It happened to us with Sam George. We said everything we were supposed to say. The president said he was not going to deal with the white paper, and that was how it ended. I'm saying that President Mahama is a different president. I'm sure that investigations have been launched into whatever has happened. If it is true that whatever attack happened on Hawa Kumsin was wrong, I'm sure that the necessary things will be done. But again, I repeat that if Hawa Kumsin has never apologized for the killings that happened in Kaswa and the way she behaved, and today you expect us to feel pity for her, unfortunately we will not. We will not buy into that cheap blackmailing that everybody wants us to say she's a woman. She's a woman. Why did she go to the constituency or the polling centers with pepper spray? It's because she knew the kind of person she is. She knew that nobody wants to see her, and nobody, the hatred of her. I mean, people from her constituency will tell you that the way she behaves to them is like she was a tin god. And I think that, Nana, in condemning whatever violence was perpetrated on her, no, we should also condemn her for her acts that she did in times past. It's called karma. It never loses an address.
Karma never loses an address. Karma will always locate you, even when you are hiding in the tiniest hole in the world. This one coming from Yao Deborah, Captain Park, and it reads, when will our passport issue be attended to? Hey, that's why I didn't office you. I applied in.
We would attend to it. I'm told that because of the chip passports, the
chip embedded passports.
Yeah, so, but then we are told that the backlogs are being cleared as we speak. So we'll get it. They'll get it very soon.
Okay, because he says I applied in May and haven't received any message from the embassy.
The reason is that in May was when we were doing the transition to the chip embedded passports. So those ones that were supposed to come as the old passport, they couldn't do them. They had to put them on hold and then change it into the chip embedded one. So it'll come.
Okay, and this one coming from Obed in Joburg, and it says, we know our station is an okay. We know your station is an NDC station. Since you started broadcasting, no MPP member has been featured. We are watching. 3.5 years is still around the corner.
Well, I think that you've given all of us the opportunity to come and talk. I know that there were times that you called few MPP people and they declined.
Exactly. That
was when they were in power. They thought that they for us in the NDC, we know we have a social contract with the good people of Ghana. So when we come here, we come here to talk to our people. We come here to talk to Ghanaians. We are not arrogant. We don't believe that we are bigger and better than anybody. And if he cares to know, he should go to his MPP members of the chapter in South Africa and ask them whether they've ever thought about any good of any Ghanaian here, and they should give him 1 or 2 examples. I'm sure when he brings those examples, we can have a conversation.
Okay, bring those examples and we can have that conversation. And this is going to be my last message. Then I go back. Remember, His Excellency Anum Sokakra. This one's only one small slap. Some George chop. You beat a woman like that. Hey, I have several messages. Say, okay, there are so many messages. Also on our socials. So no. Okay, maybe they meet me kind of Ama His Excellency. Na big wahala. We are also pleading that our president will do something about MTN networks. Okay, yen core network here. Yabeshe once a maka also and some wo papa. 6 months in office. Yabeshe once a maka. This one bright. Future Sports Club. I think his answer is clear. Because what goes around comes around. Okay. So no second. They say how you could say more than this. So many messages coming through. Okay. Your Excellency, me pacho odi numso kakra meba. Me try me ho aba na fe ye di encommon bibre. So the our me say essentially see e wo mre kakra me can say this is where Ghana lessons. Messages never no. Hey, resume office there be. Okay, so there obin so eje aba me questions na ensan you. Or say please, can you raise concerns about Ghanaians in South Africa that we are struggling with documentation here in South Africa? I'm not sure if such has been already. Okay, he doesn't know if we've discussed that issue with documentation. Meaning, say, no, so
yeah, well, I think we have to look at it holistically, like I've indicated. These are discussions that you have to have bilaterally. Meaning, say, ye mubebrea, ye Ghana ha, ye documents, and ye juma.
Yeah.
Now we know, say, we are a country that comes here with a 90-day visa-free policy. So we'll look at how to rationalize it. It is my idea, say, where we'll be able to speak to the authorities here and look at a way around it, so that even Sobia overstay, how do we help them in terms of making sure that 90-day period that they have, they are able to utilize it? How best can we be able to go around it? It's going to be a difficult one, but I believe that we'll have legal brains and we'll have diplomatic brains and see how best we can help our people. But it's something that we are going to look at. And find it lightly. We can assure the Ghanaian community that we'll work on it for them.
Okay, so there was another one. Okay, Obisa said, when can they meet the High Commissioner? No, near Megua Kwemo, me meet me and Sadia, my His Excellency, say, what Nebegua Kwemo, he'll be meeting Ghanaians, Mamu saloons, and other businesses. There will be programs for all that in Timunya Botre, or resume officer. In the visit, messages are pouring on your socials, you are not reading them. I will read the message. Say more money me private line. I'm sending audio so na eba han mean me embo from my line. Mo fan studio line so na mebo edia my Excellency na wetie. Okay, so let me ask this one. NDC eba no first 100 days. His Excellency ebe kan niema within his first 100 days no be ampa edu ono be chere wetimi aye, and he was applauded for that, even though some people said say when timi anyi nyina no the obinsu ebusane say when you resume office in your first 100 days, also what different things should the Ghanaian community expect from you in your office first 100 days?
I think, like I indicated, there are a lot of reforms that we are going to work on. Things will not be usual as before. CFA, a very radical approach to ensuring we help the people of Ghana in this country. And we've heard a lot of complaints about challenges that people go through when it comes to passport acquisition. We'll look at those.
I have so many messages in connection with that. I'm escaping.
Yeah, we'll look at those. We'll look at the period of time, the monies that they pay, the realistic figures that they are supposed to pay. Is that what they are paying? Who is not doing his or her work well in terms of ensuring there's proper communication between the High Commission and the Ghanaian people here. I've heard quite a number of complaints about certain things happen to Ghanaians here that I think that there are things that the High Commission should look at, but the High Commission is not looking at them. I believe that within the first 100 days we'll look at the policy statements that will be given by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Ghana towards the Reset Ghana agenda. And we can assure the good people of Ghana in this country that we intend to have the interest of the Ghanaian people at heart more than any other High Commissioner has done. We would work for the good of the people. Nana, I won't wait for the people to come to us. We would go to the people. We would listen to the challenges the good people of Ghana are facing in this country. We would ensure that we'll come to them in their saloons. I'm not saying this because we are on a campaign trail. I remember during the campaign, I indicated, say, just like I went to them in their shops, in their homes, those are the same things that we'll be doing, so that will bring comfort to them. We would open up a 24-hour service line that Ghanaians can call and complain. Mati Bebre, Ghanaians walking on the street from their salon works, these are things that we need to look at. And I can assure you that even before we are assuming that position, I've had calls from the women caucus within the party, Tina, the women organizer, and I've also heard from Lucy as well, who believe that we should have a welfare team that consists of all the political parties. So we are not going to do only a welfare committee that is based in the commission working for only the NDC. No, we are bringing in everybody from other political parties, so that when situations happen, Nana, we are able to show that human face. We are able to go and help our people. I think that is the joy. Mekaisa Omoche guy recently. And I went to the police station myself, and then when they say bill, I said, okay, I'll sign the bill because no need will be our hand. And the gentleman told me, the fact that the joy that he had in him was not the fact that I came to sign the bill for him, but the fact that when I was called, I was able to come there. So let's show that human face. Let's show that compassion to our people. Let's show that humanity that our people have not seen in quite a long time. And I know that a lot of Ghanaians are going through a lot of challenges here. We are not saying we'll be able to alleviate all of them, but what we are saying is that we'll make it more lesser in terms of the level of the dependency that they have to depend on any other person than to us. We also intend having a legal desk at the High Commission and the media outlet like yours, where we will know that every day Ghanaians are tuning in, they are telling you what their problems are. Sechi and Co would also have a desk at the High Commission and ensure that whatever it is that our people need legally done is going to be done for them.
Okay, Sechi, your name is in Accra. This one coming from Kofi Asareje. Greetings to Your Excellency. Have you, as your High Commission, means half of your problems here in South Africa are solved? Okay, I myself, I don't get it. I don't know what you are saying. Let me read again. Greetings to Your Excellency. Have you, as your High Commissioner, means? Okay.
Or can I say having you as our High Commissioner means half our problems are solved. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
And one can say well who aka ne papa ede amame. Okay, so Namibisa 100 days in office no wabobo niema ni bi so the amount for kameka sem escaping mostly passport and after documentation and I can say we'll be making sure say those things are solved.
Yeah, they will be. In fact, even before we resume or we officially take over, I know that the High Commission is operating fully. You have career diplomats there who are still working and doing what we expect that they do for Ghanaians. Mati complaints coming from Cape Town, especially to do with the passport challenges that our people are having. I've had calls from different countries as well. I got a call from a guy in Mauritius saying the challenges that they have. I got a call from somebody in what's his name? Eswatini about challenges that they are having. So I think that once we take over, there will be a comprehensive team that will be dealing with all these countries. But I can assure you, when I hear the matters, those that need urgent attention, I take my phone and I call those that are currently at the High Commission and inform them that I need them to help with ABCD. I've been dealing with Mr. Jaffet, who has just gone back home. As a deputy High Commissioner who is now gone back to Ghana. I've been dealing with Ekria, whom has together we've solved quite a number of challenges that we have, and I believe that going forward and collectively, with everybody working at the High Commission, we are going to be the eyes, the ears of the good people of Ghana. We would work so that the good people of Ghana will feel comfortable about us.
I don't know why Ghana folk man feel so much comfortable knowing say you've been appointed as the HE here. Well, but GHASA team, GHASA radio, from where we sit, we see and we can say you as a person, NDC will go far. Reason being, more yenoma bibra, your predecessors, the NPP, woman yet. They made it look like, say, if you resume certain position, I said, yeah, nipa krano. I don't know how to put it. And you know, it's a sticky way Tim will say, when you were campaigning for power, GHASA Radio were there with you. You called door-to-door campaign with you on the street of excellence here in South Africa. And we said, and I'm confessing, so be a drachi and say, once you resume power, yeah, only media only but it was rather the opposite. It was rather the opposite. And Mekan on national television. This is where South Africa listen. This is where South Africans watch. And Meka with no fear or favor say, you in office, you go far. Ghana for waha omaniaji. Ahana Ghana for a free. And when they call to confirm, say, I'm passing. Mr. Quashie, when you say yes, the joy alone.
I'm so thankful to them.
Yeah.
And you know, in politics, one thing I've realized, I'm still a child, I'm still a baby when it comes to politics. But you learn each day.
Oh, baby, dear, a baby with full grown teeth because too much written, it's top notch.
You know, you learn each day. If there's any high commissioner that I've respected and I've loved from far and near, it will be Charles Oredu.
Okay.
This is a fine gentleman. This is somebody who has Ghana at heart. I remember there was a day he invited us over to his place. Ghana was playing a certain game, I think World Cup. And when we got there, I went with Isaac, then from the office. And, you know, during discussion, something came up about a Ghanaian beer was facing challenges. And he was so concerned. When we raised the issue with him, he said, no, he doesn't know anything about it. So immediately he called his consular officer and they confirmed, say, oh, yes, there was a situation like this. And he was giving sweeping orders. But, you know, there was this gentleman, I think they said his name was Jerry. He was the chairman of the MPP in the chapter in South Africa. And he passed a comment. He just said that it's not everything His Excellency will have to put his mouth and ears into, because what if he doesn't have papers or documentations? And you see, I saw the look on the face of the Honorable His Excellency Charles Oredu. He was disappointed, but at the end of the day, you know, this is the man who is supposed to work with the MPP party in South Africa. So you see the challenges that he's going to have. That is the difference between the NDC and the MPP. The NDC has got everybody believing, say, we are all supposed to be each other's keeper. But when you go to the MPP, they believe that there are people that are more Ghanaian than the others. And that is the difference. And that is the change that we have promised our people that we are bringing to the High Commission. We are not going to the High Commission to do NDC. No. We are going to the High Commission to do Ghanaians. And when we are doing Ghanaians, we would also take care of our people, because when our people were in the doldrums, they were neglected. We would not neglect our people. And in not neglecting our people, we would not neglect Ghanaians as well.
You being the same when you were in opposition, resuming power, what we said behind closed doors, and then make confess is say, once you guys are in office, Mr. Quashie, friend of father, say, but you've been the same. And based on that, NAECA say NDC and you will go far. This one says, good evening. Okay, a high afternoon. I say, good evening to the number one gentleman from Ghana to South Africa. Please, can he promise us a walk to the embassy? Because as we Ghanaians mostly are denied access, whereas we, we see foreigners there all the time. Oh, okay. So what it means is, easy ma any Ghanaian to walk into the embassy, isn't it?
I've seen say at the High Commission, there's this strict adherence to you beg you phone, they will sit you somewhere, and I've seen other people also walking. I don't know what the situation is all about. If it is a security process, I think that it should be able to affect everybody. But you see, one other thing is that we should be able to let our Ghanaian brothers and sisters feel at home. When they get to the Ghana High Commission, they should get there feeling joy, say Yabefie. But if you put in a lot of measures that will let them feel foreign, even in their own, already, they are feeling so overwhelmed in the country with challenges here and there. There are people who want to have work to do. There are Ghanaians who want to just work and be able to take care of their families, and they're having challenges. So the least you can do for them is to, create that homely welcome for them when they come to the High Commission. I think that we will look at it holistically again and do what is right. We promise them that they will be able to walk in any day, anytime, and then once they do it within the confines of the law and the confines of whatever is happening there, I don't think they will be able to stop them from it.
Okay. This one says the D-Day most Ghanaians in South Africa had been waiting for has finally come. Congratulations to you, Your Excellency. Now, one debilitating issue of many Ghanaians in South Africa is with the passport fees. And then the amount for cancer passport boarding. And then, respectively, we will be glad if you would review it downward as you are ushering into or assuming into the office. This one coming from Nana Bedu Kechri, and I
think that is also one point that we've looked at. Let the passport fees reflect the realistic fees that are happening in Ghana, and we're going to work within the confines of what the Ministry of Foreign Affairs directs us to do. And so I can assure them, so we'll look at it. If we have to adjust this downward, we will do that based on the figures that we'll get from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and looking at the economic situations that we find ourselves in. I know, say, the prices of the passport have gone down in Ghana. So I think that it is just tried principle that if it is down in Ghana, it should also be down here. We'll look at it and then the only challenge is I've heard that there's a different rate that our brothers and sisters pay when they do it in Cape Town and then when they come here. And it is so bad. The figures I'm hearing from Cape Town are not figures that any ordinary Ghanaian can get. This is somebody's monthly salary. This is somebody's monthly rent. And I think that it is not realistic. We'll look at it, we'll review it, and whatever it is that the good people of Ghana have to pay realistically, that is what we are going to allow them to pay.
This one says it's a whole letter to you, Your Excellency Benjamin Quashie. On behalf of South Africans Ghanaians academic community, I, Dr. Lucy Enning, currently serving with the University of Johannesburg, do extend our profound and hearty congratulations to you on your pivotal appointment. I, in particular, do assure you of my unwavering support, as I am wholly confident in your excellent, strategic brilliance, and purposeful vision in delivering as Ghana's High Commissioner. I stand firmly and solidly with you, Dr. Lucy Enning.
Let me thank Dr. Lucy Enning. These are the people that we'll be working with. These are, if she's a lecturer at the university here in South Africa, these are people that we will not only wait for them to come to the High Commission, so we will go to them. I'll be asking for a database of all Ghanaian professionals that are in this country, so that we can be able to engage them.
That's the way you start to credit that.
Yes, we can be able to engage them.
For you.
I am told that in East London, those side, there are a whole community that are to do with professional Ghanaians, doctors, lecturers, and I think that this is the time that we bring them on board, because we are not bringing them on board only for South Africa. We are bringing them on board so that they are able to help the Ghanaian people, not only here but maybe in Ghana as well. For example, we have a very brilliant gynecological doctor in this country called Dr. Atabedin.
Okay.
And he's practicing in Cape Town. This is somebody that I can tell you that when it comes to laparoscopy, those procedures that you don't cut the whole body, you just go in with a small incision, and he's a top-notch Ghanaian professional doctor who can do it better than any other person in this country. And
wow.
he is a Ghanaian. Such people, you don't only need them here, you need them building such infrastructure back in Ghana. You need them transferring such knowledge to the Ghanaian people. And I think that how can you do that? You can only do that if you have a strategic meeting with them, if you have all of them in your agenda to ensure, say, Nana, you can call them at any time and say, how do we do this in Ghana? What is your mindset? How do we make our health delivery in Ghana look as seamless as it is in South Africa? And I think that these are people that are professionals that we cannot do away with.
Professional. You see, the more you talk, as a year campaign, you're still winning hearts because listening to you, I don't know, and the things now, more, I said you're keeping the MPP in opposition. Maybe I shouldn't have been saying this, but I say you some more year, they are more candidate. You be keeping the NPP in opposition for now because this is what the ordinary Ghanaian wants.
Well, I think that has been something we've stated from time immemorial. When President Mahama lost that election, it was time for introspection. It was time for us to go within ourselves and ask ourselves, say, what went wrong? And I'm sure that if you know President Mahama very well, every day was a learning curve for him in opposition for 8 years.
And not to catch you, sorry, Your Excellency. And then I think, say, incorporating Bianco 4 years, no one got to bench and find her for one time round.
And some can go, and then when they come back, they'll be worse.
Oh, okay.
You understand? Some can go. It depends on your persona, your nature, and how you want things.
Because as a comeback, are you too good?
Yeah. It's because that he saw that overwhelming endorsement from the good people of Ghana, and so he decided not to take them for granted. And I think, Senana, politics should make life easier for our people, not come to lord over them. And I think that is the politics that the NDC administration is doing. Look, the NDC administration is not about itself. It's about the good people of Ghana. It's about ensuring, say, we enhance the life of our people. It's about ensuring, say, we are able to do good by every manner of person, irrespective of their political coloration. And I think, say, Nana, we cannot take it from the NDC that when we mean that this is John Mahama's legacy tenure, we just mean that. It is his legacy tenure, a legacy that Ghanaians born today, those that are not yet born, those that will be born later, will come and read about in their books that there was a man called John Mahama. He lost an election, came back, and the legacy that he left with the good people of Ghana, that legacy might have made Ghana look like a one-state country.
Who takes over His Excellency, the first gentleman of the land?
Like I've indicated, that it is not a discussion that we should be having now. The reason why I say it's not a discussion. Oh, of course, but he has 3.5 years more to go. So let's focus on.
For campaign.
So 3 years. So let's focus on ensuring, say, we deliver the better Ghana agenda that we promised the good people of Ghana. And I can assure you, say, the NDC has got competent people who would be able to or follow the footsteps of President John Mahama, and those people, the quality of them, I only feel that it will become challenging for us to elect one person, but we'll have to elect one person, because if not, the NDC would have more than 4 or 5 candidates that would qualify to be president after John Mahama.
Including Asiedu Nketia, His Excellency.
Oh, yes, Asiedu Nketia, it's there. Haruna Idrisu is there. Atu Forsen is there. We have different names that have come up. But I can assure you that, the names Haruna Idrisu, Atu Forsen, Asiedu Nketia, Okujeto Ablakwa, you can't Fifi Kwete, you can't.
But why do you exclude your name anytime you call these names?
It is because,
or you don't want to blow your own horns?
No, it's not about a matter of blowing horns. It's a matter of believing that there are pace setters.
Because some of us believe so with me.
I won't doubt that. But what I'm saying is that just like President Kufuor gave an advice and said, it gets to a point where you have to allow people that are ahead of you take a certain mantle.
Okay.
And then they train you to become. I think that this age and time is a time and age for the likes of Atu Forsen and Asiedu Nketia. That era, we need to respect it and allow them to be the next forebearers of the party. I'm sure that when they are gone, that will be where younger people will be able to come in and take it. Let's not rush the younger people when we have much to learn from this older ones.
My very last question, I feel na ya born it offer message at the Ghanaians in South Africa. They're talking about say Yaman penny for the youngsters need to from them. Not the be can say you're Sam George. Yeah. As an or your deputy and because the position he occupies has a lot of errors. The be can I don't know from where you sit.
I don't see any error that the Honorable Sam George is. You see, when people speak truth to power, they are classified as being arrogant. And that is the case of Sam George. I think that his approach in getting things done, people think that the tone should have been one of a meek nature than the person that he is. I don't think that Sam George has done anything to say that he should be a deputy minister. It's just that our brothers and sisters in the MPP think that he promised to reduce the prices of data and it has taken time. He promised that he will resign if the LGBTQ whatever law is not passed. But I'm saying that these are things that are before cabinet. Sam George is not cabinet. He alone cannot take certain decisions. So His Excellency the President also made a commitment towards this LGBT thing. And I'm sure, Nana, that when the time is right and cabinet passes it, the glory goes to cabinet and His Excellency the President. You cannot blame Sam George at this point. What has he done? What has he done? It is just that because of his approach of getting things done, people tag him to be arrogant, and that is typical Ghanaians for him.
Enche see His Excellency will get close to the microphone and deliver a message to Ghanaians. And that message will go a long way. It will be posted everywhere. Your Excellency, no Monsieur, Naminchia Adophobia, Wamo Etie, Apostle Clement, a very good afternoon going out to you. Mr. Kennedy Asari Sechi, our seasoned journalist, I heard your name being mentioned. Your name is in Accra. And I feel so Bogawan. Anytime this a four mutie on a very large platform. So the Munyanas Boga we message in the catcher His Excellency say your concern was the delay and also the cost involved when you getting yourself a new passport or renewing it. Watch eche and I feel so pricing on so obeshe na why you who BB ubi a utie yen so yeah that was this. I'm ready. Meko Studio 2 na mepacho camera 1 camera 2 mon capture His Excellency mami. This is a message it will go a long way na spreading all over. Me catch you said this is where Ghana listens. This is where Ghanaians in South Africa listens. Ope say what some edu nyankopon anymore. The abeya ne say obe kan dia chem from inti. So ope say what some edu His Excellency name and I'm penny for that matters in society. Mepacho GHASA radio. Your Excellency, Mipachao, Sam Radio, Ghanaians are listening to you. What do you have to tell them in brief?
All right. I think let me first and foremost thank you for the opportunity to be able to come to your studios and be able to speak to the Ghanaian people. I think that such engagements are necessary if, as a leader, you want to succeed. If you're a leader and you just go ahead and you've lost touch with your people, it is a recipe for disaster.
If you be them say, Mr. Quashie, your mom will be moved. When you're
I've heard a lot of them say that they don't do this, they don't do that. But you see, we would continue to disgrace them. We will continue to do things that they didn't believe that we were going to be able to do. And I can assure you, say, let the Ghanaian community be notified. Say, we will do things differently. We would ensure that the needs and aspirations of our people are met. We would ensure that every Ghanaian citizen is happy. We would ensure that every Ghanaian citizen gets to where they want to get to in terms of whatever help that they are supposed to get from the High Commission of this country. And we can assure the Ghanaian people, say, it is not going to be talk as usual. We will do a lot of things that our reign as High Commissioners or as their servants within this 3-4 year period now will be one that would also be a legacy one, where tomorrow, when names are being mentioned, they'll say that there was a man who worked at the High Commission and he did ABCD for the betterment of the Ghanaian people.
Okay. Now, proceed a bien one in Temuaba.
Nyaminti ombe wiesi here.
Oh, acho.
Oh, enche. Every day is here. Don't worry about it.
Your Excellency, me patch me and I was here to us from. Okay. His Excellency Oruni Nyafu Benjamin Kofi Quashie, South Africa. Kanena kami bodina no more boni tintinti NDC SA Council of Elders Chairman. But quickly, that position now saying open power, but the head reader I just make of Anna.
Baby, make it Pierre Camille.
Oh, na possible. Okay, yeah, that's His Excellency and I yet in Kanyako point at Duman Pacho. You can still go on our socials, GHASA Radio on YouTube. Now, I could play back. Now, I hear interview. Where your interest lies, Pacho. If you want to reach him, you know what to do. Keep listening to GHASA Radio. This is where Ghana listens. We are here and will forever be here. Bye for now.
Okay, 1.